Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm pretty excited about this video. I'm showing you guys a bunch of different budget dinner ideas that I've made before. But anyways, I love getting budget meal ideas and I thought some of you guys would enjoy it too. So that is why I made this video for you guys. But anyways, these all of these meals, they do have vegetables incorporated with them and meats, so they're not the cheapest, meals ever, but they do have a lot of nutritional value. I hope you guys all enjoy it. And if you are new here, I would love to have you over here at my channel, so go ahead and subscribe down below the video. But let's get cooking some budget meals. To get these meals started, we're just going to go ahead and start with a simple one. So we're making a chicken rice bake. So to begin with that, I just have my chicken. I did cube it so it cooks more even. And then I'm just seasoning it with some onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And you're just going to want to cook this chicken totally through. Once the chicken is through cooking, I just set it on a separate plate just like that, and then we're just going to go ahead and set it aside. So now we're going to be starting on our broccoli. I'm just chopping up 4.5 cups of broccoli. This is fresh broccoli. You could use frozen broccoli. That would work just fine. Also, you could use mixed vegetables. Over to my large mixing bowl, you're going to add your chopped broccoli. I did want to mention I will have the exact measurements and recipe link in my description box below. So if you're wanting to make any of these recipes yourself, you could follow the recipe because I will link it below. So I just added in that finely chopped chicken we cooked up, and then I'm adding in this frozen bag of cauliflower rice. Again, this is a rice chicken bake, so you could also add in, as a substitute of cauliflower rice, a cup of cooked white rice, but I just wanted to use up my cauliflower rice. So then I'm just adding in a cup of sharp cheddar cheese along with some sour cream and then a cup of whole milk, and then you're going to mix it all together to combine. To season this entire casserole up, I'm just adding in a little bit of some black pepper along with some salt, onion powder, and then I'm also adding in a little bit of ranch seasoning. I think that's what kicks this recipe up a notch, because I don't know about you guys, but I love ranch seasoning in anything. Over to my greased 9x13 casserole dish, I just plopped that casserole in there and threw it in the oven. Here it is out of the oven, so cheesy and delicious. I just wanted to mention to you guys that all of these meals that I am going to be showing you throughout this video are cook once, eat twice. So we had them all for dinner, all of the different nights, and then we also had plenty of leftovers for lunch the next day, so that saved us a bunch of money for lunch. These were all big filling meals. Here is a super fun one that I feel like every single kid in America would like. So we're just going to be making Big Mac Sloppy Joes. So I just cooked up a pound of some lean ground beef, drained the grease, and then I'm adding in a little bit of some salt and pepper to that cooked meat along with some mayonnaise. This is just 1/4 a cup of mayonnaise. And then you're going to be adding in your 3/4 cup of Thousand Island dressing, and then you're just going to mix it all together. Over to my cutting board, I am just chopping up 1 brown onion along with about 7 little tiny mini dill pickles. So you could add however much or however little onions and pickles you guys like, but you guys know I love my onion. I'm kind of obsessed with onions for some reason, so I just went ahead and added that full onion to it, and I really do like pickles as well, so go ahead and chop everything up. Back over to our ground beef mixture, I just gave it a good stir, and then I added in the pickle and the onion. I just stirred that to combine, and then I left it on a low temperature for about 10 minutes just so the onion softened up just a little bit. Here we are assembling these bad boys. So I just toasted up my hamburger bun, put a slice of sharp cheddar cheese on top, and then that delicious sloppy joe mixture. Put some iceberg lettuce on, cut it in half, and there we go. The meal is done. For this meal, we're just making some Instant Pot shredded barbecue chicken. You could also do the same exact thing, but throw it in your crock pot for about 6 hours. So I just have my water. I'm just adding in my barbecue sauce, followed by my Italian dressing. Over at my Instant Pot, I just have my 3 large frozen chicken breasts, and then I'm just going to be pouring that mixture right on top, putting the lid on my Instant Pot, and then setting it on high pressure for 17 minutes. Once it was through cooking, I just shredded it up with my handy dandy whisk to the best of my abilities, and then I just added it back into that yummy barbecue mixture in my Instant Pot, stirred it to combine, and then I left it in there for about 5 minutes just so the juices got all up in that chicken. Here is my plate, all plated up. I just served it on top of one of those hamburger buns, put some coleslaw on it, served it alongside of some suddenly salad, and threw a few little diced white onions on top. For this meal idea, we are just making some tamale casserole, so I'm just throwing in my box of Jif in this large mixing bowl, along with this can of cream-style golden corn, and then I'm adding in 2 eggs, my milk, and then a cup of cheese. To season this up, you're just going to be using chili powder along with some ground cumin. Over to my greased 9x13 baking dish, I just put that cornbread mixture in there and then plopped it in the oven. Once it was out of the oven, I just got my fork and poked some holes in there. And then I pulled out my can of red chili enchilada sauce. This is a 10.5-ounce can of that. And I just poured that all over there and tried to make it even to the best of my abilities. And then what I also did is I boiled up some chicken breast earlier and then I shredded it. It was just a pound of chicken breast, but you could use a rotisserie style chicken for this. That would be fine. You're just going to want about 2.5 cups of chicken. So I just put that chicken on there and then spreaded it out. Here it is out of the oven. This meal was delicious and it's amazing if you're trying to stay on a budget too. For this meal idea, we're just making some super simple shepherd's pie, but this is my favorite shepherd's pie ever. So I'm just starting out by boiling and mashing up some potatoes. These are just russet potatoes. For the filling of the shepherd's pie, here are all the simple ingredients you guys are going to need. These ingredients are all very budget friendly as well. For my beef broth, I always use this Better Than Bouillon. I love the brand of Better Than Bouillon, and it's always cheaper to make your own broth than buying it at the store. Over to my oiled saucepan, I'm just going to toss in my carrots and my onion. Yes, my carrots and onion do look funny, but it's just because of the fact that I bought my carrots and onion in bulk a few weeks ago, and then I just froze it, so they were frozen. That's why they look a little bit silly. But anyways, once those onion and carrots are translucent, you're going to add in your pound of ground beef, and you're going to cook that ground beef up and then drain the grease. Once the ground beef is cooked, you're just going to toss in your frozen peas. If you don't have frozen peas, you could use canned peas. That would work just fine. While those peas were cooking in with that ground beef, you're going to start on your cornstarch slurry. So you're just going to be pouring in your cornstarch inside of your beef broth, and you're just going to whisk it together. And then once it is thoroughly whisked, you're just going to be adding that mixture right into that beefy mixture, and then you're going to be adding in your Worcestershire sauce. Here is everything all cooked through. So here are my mashed potatoes all finished. And here is my 9x13 baking dish. So to that 9x13 baking dish, you're going to be adding in your shepherd's pie filling. And then right on top of that, you're going to plop your mashed potatoes on it. And then you're going to be adding in about a cup of some sharp cheddar cheese right on top of that. And then you're going to put it in the oven. Here is my plate all plated up. This was so good, and you guys already know the leftovers for this meal are absolutely delicious and just as good, if not better, as the same day. For this meal idea, we made a sour cream noodle bake. This one is so good and you're going to want to try it. So I'm just browning up a pound of some lean ground beef, and I'm just seasoning it with a little bit of some salt and pepper. You're going to want to cook this ground beef up all the way through and then drain out all the grease. I also added a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder. Back there, you guys might see a pot of boiling water. So here I have my egg noodles, and I'm adding about 2 cups of egg noodles to that pot of boiling water. Back over to my ground beef. Once it was all cooked through, I'm just adding in this can of tomato sauce, and that's really all you're going to do for this ground beef. I just stirred it to combine and then let that simmer for about 10 minutes. Over to my large mixing bowl, I just added in my egg noodles along with my cottage cheese and then my sour cream. I also did add some dried chives. If you have fresh chives, you're going to want to be adding your fresh chives in right now. Unfortunately, I just did not have any fresh chives on hand, so I just used a tablespoon of the dried stuff. Now to start assembling this, I just poured out a layer of that yummy cheesy mixture, and then right on top of that, I just put a layer of that ground beef mixture, and then I did it again and again until everything was gone. And then of course I put some sharp cheddar cheese on top and then threw it in the oven. Here it is all plated up, and honestly, out of all of these meals, this one was my absolute favorite. This one is just a crowd pleaser every time. I just served it alongside of a side salad, and this meal was so good, like I said. And just like that, that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it and got some meal inspiration with these budget meals. If you are new here, I'd love to have you over at my channel, so go ahead and subscribe down below the video. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.